Good morning. I'm not Sarah. I'm her identical twin. I am Stephanie. I think I know most of you, but in case I don't, good morning and welcome. Let's come on into our space, into your space, inside, outside, space heaters, blankets, whatever we have this morning. I'm going to start upright. I always like to give you guys the option, if you prefer to come onto your back or belly or child's pose, come into that space. Whatever is comfortable for your physical body this morning to get started. So for me, that's upright, so that I'm going to sit really tall. So if you are sitting on a block or just on your mat, make sure that your sit bones feel grounded. Make sure your legs are in a comfortable place. If that's crossed or stretched out or tucked underneath, let your hands rest on your lap. If you're on your back, take up a little space on your mat, maybe spreading the soles, your heels to the corners and your arms away from your body. And then wherever you are, let's take an inhale. Sweep the arms high overhead. And then exhale, just release them either back by your side or into your lap. You can rest your palms in one another or just on your lap. Let your face soften, your eyelids get heavy, and just start to come into your breath. Start to settle your physical body, arriving here on your mat, in your space this morning, the space that you carved out for yourself in time. Just start to settle. Feel grounded if you're sitting, feeling grounded through your sit bones, but lifted through the crown of the head so the spine is long, the shoulders are heavy and soft. Relaxing the muscles on your face, your forehead, your cheeks, your jaw. And just starting to come into your breath, starting to watch it come in and out. As you start to settle and things start to calm, just notice what's going on inside the head this morning. And see if you can use the breath to press pause on some of those thoughts or push them aside and make a little space right in the front of the head for some clear, some serenity, some calm. Take a few more rounds of breath here. With your next inhale, again, sweep the arms high overhead. And then as you exhale, bring the palms together through to your heart center. And let's use the next breath or two to set an intention, a focus, a dedication perhaps, sending your energies out towards someone else, towards somewhere else. Maybe it's a focus for the class ahead, for the day ahead, or longer. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and release your hands back into your lap. Take another inhale, sweep them high. Exhale through heart center. And then if you're on your back, come on up to a seated pose. You can rock and roll, or you can just drop everything to one side and make your way up. And then we're just going to take an easy twist to the right. You can inhale the arms high and then exhale open to the right. You can take that left hand right in front, or maybe it comes onto the top of that right leg. Twisting, staying nice and tall through the spine so that you're twisting and not rounding into it. Keep the shoulder blades heavy on your back. Take another breath here, and then come back through center. Bring the arms back up high, and then exhale over to the left. Take another full breath, and then come back through center. Take it over to the right again. And then exhale through center over to the left. wind is picking up out there. All my doors are popping open. And then take it over to the right. And this time we're just going to kind of let our arms lead us from side to side. Just let your breath guide the body, follow a little bit. Just waking up the middle of the body, the spine. And then just slowing that down, coming back to center, letting the hands rest back on the lap. Now let's start into the neck. Let the right ear drop toward the right shoulder. You take that right hand. Oh, sorry, I forgot to ask everyone to mute themselves. If you haven't, could you please, just so we make sure everybody is, I can't do that, just so that everybody is, has the same background. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna unmute me. Everyone else will stay muted. Thank you, Sarah, for that. It's coming back into our neck. So right ear to right shoulder. If you want a little added weight, you can take that right hand on the side of the head and just let the left side of the neck really start to lengthen out. You can take that left hand and stretch it out to the left as well, or just bring it down to the earth so that whole left side gets a little bit more lengthening. Let your eyes get heavy here if that's comfortable, and just let the whole neck soften here. Sometimes we don't even realize that there's tightness and kinks in the neck until we start to move it in one direction. So take another breath here. And then we're going to really slowly take our chin toward our chest. You can take that hand off, or you can just kind of walk around the back of your head and slowly letting that neck drop, and stop anywhere along the way here for extra breath if you feel tightness. You can even take both hands to the back of the head as your chin gets towards center. And when you get there, just pause for a breath or two. And then using the fingers on your right hand on your forehead, push your head back up to center. So you're not utilizing the muscles, you're using your fingers to push yourself back up. And then we'll take the other side. So moving slowly with awareness, let the left ear drop toward the left shoulder. And if you want, take that left hand onto the side of the head, just a little added weight for that right side. Maybe the right hand comes out and just lengthens even more. Make sure you're still sitting up nice and tall. And then when you're ready, start to take your chin towards center. Again, maybe walking that left hand around the back of the head, or maybe just removing it all together. And stopping anywhere, again, that you feel a little more strain or tightness through the back of the neck, or maybe it extends all the way down. I can feel the muscles all the way down the back, the right side of my spine as I bring my chin toward my chest. And again, when you get to center, just pausing there, you can take both hands on the back of the head, or you can remove them both. And then with the fingers, either hand on the forehead center, gently pushing your head all the way back up. And then just pausing there. And let's just take a few shoulder rolls. Inhale as you bring them up, and exhale as you bring the shoulder blades together and let them get heavy down your back. So take this nice and slow. Make some big movements with the shoulders. Rounding through the back as you come forward. And then a little bit of heart lift as you bring the shoulders onto the back. Take one more time in this direction, rolling the shoulders forward and then back. And then reverse the direction, bring the shoulders forward, rounding. The shoulder blades come together on the back. And then as you lift the shoulders, rounding, putting a little space between the shoulder blades. One more time, rolling all the way forward. And then come on to your table. Come on to all fours. And let's start with a little wag of the tail first. So you can look over one shoulder, send your hips to the opposite side. And then switching sides. You can take this slowly or a little more quickly. Try to let your breath guide. So if you want to take a full breath on one side, if that outer hip is feeling tight, maybe you take an extra breath there. Take each side one more time. And then coming back to center, we're just gonna make a big U shape with our lower back. So starting on the left, as if you're like carving in the air, a big U, and come all the way up to the right. It should feel really nice on your lower back. And then send it back the opposite way. Coming all the way up. And do this a few times. And again, you can pause anywhere along the way here that feels like a really nice stretch for your body. You can feel it on each side of the lower back as you come up toward the right or toward the left. Again, just moving slowly with intention, letting the breath guide you. Next time you come over to the right, just pause there, and then come back up to center, come back to your neutral table for just a breath, and then go ahead and come through some cat-cow. So dropping the heart and lifting the tail as you inhale, and then reversing the breath, rounding the spine as you exhale. And again, following your breath here, either taking a half breath or a full breath in each direction. A few more times. Ooh. Sorry, my door is slamming from the wind. And then come back to your neutral table. So making sure that your core stays engaged here, your shoulders are balanced over the wrists, and let's step the left toes back. Just make sure you're sort of in the middle of your mat. Send the right fingertips forward, palm facing toward the left side of the room. Create a little length through the spine. So really send the fingertips forward. Make sure that core stays engaged so there's no sagging in that lower back. So it's nice and flat and firm. The hips are squaring. And then if you want, lift that back leg just an inch or two, flexing through the heel. And the pinky toe side of that foot is dialing down. And then reaching forward with the fingertips, reaching back with the heel, lengthening, strengthening. Make sure you're not holding the breath. Keep breathing. Stay here for another breath. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, round everything in, elbow to knee. Round through the spine, engage through the core. Inhale, send everything long. When you send it long, make sure you don't arch up, but come back to that length. And then inhale, bring everything in. Exhale, send everything long. One more time, inhale, round it in. Exhale, everything long. Pause here for another breath, or maybe bend that left knee. Reach around with the right hand for the top of the foot or the ankle. And just come into a small, beautiful heart opener. Sending the heel to the sky, grounding through that left palm. Take another inhale. And then we're coming back to your length. Let go of that foot if you were holding. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, release everything down. Either take yourself through a cat-cow with a breath or two, or come on back to a child's pose. Bring your forehead to the earth and just take a nice breath or two to reset. And then come on back up to your table. And we'll take the other side. So stepping the right toes back, left fingertips forward, the palm facing toward the right. Lengthening forward, flexing through that heel, and then maybe lifting the toes. Continuing to flex the heel, the pinky toe side of that right foot down so the hips are squaring, the core is engaged, and you're lengthening in each direction. Take another breath in, and then as you exhale, round and hug that elbow to knee in the center, engaging your core muscles here. And then release everything long. Exhale, inhale, round it in. Exhale, send it long. One more time, inhale and round. Exhale, send it long, lengthen, pause right here, or go ahead and take the heart opener on this side, reaching back with the left hand, rounding through the right palm, lifting from the heart center. Take another inhale, and as you exhale, gently release and come back to your length. One more breath in, and then exhale, bring everything down. Let's all come back to our child's pose. Bring your hands back by your heels, forehead to the earth, and just take a few breaths here, making sure the back and the body is feeling good. Take another full breath, and then come on back up to your table. Come through a cat-cow with an inhale and an exhale. And then let's tuck our toes, lift the hips, come into your downward facing dog. So you might need to stretch out your stance a little bit, or maybe your first dog is a little bit shorter, and that's fine. We're just gonna walk this out a little bit, bending one knee, lengthening through the opposite leg. Noticing how the backs of the legs are feeling, the shoulders grounding from the fingertips, the ball joints of the hands, heels of the hands. And as you walk this out, it can, again, be slow or it can be a little more fast-paced depending on your breath in your body. And take another breath here. And then bring your feet together, back of your mat. Take an inhale, let the right leg float high. Maybe you open up that hip, or maybe you keep it square, whatever feels good to help create length. And then exhale, release it down, step it all the way forward, drop the back knee, and inhale high into your Anjaneyasana. So softening in here to your degree, grounding through that right heel, just starting to wake up through the hips. Take another inhale, and then cactus or goalpost arms as you open up through the heart, bring the shoulder blades toward one another, and then slowly release back to either side of that foot. Take that right foot straight up to your three-legged dog and inhale, and then exhale it down. Next breath in, take the left leg high, float it up, maybe you open it up. And then as you exhale, release it down, and we're gonna step it all the way through. Drop the back knee, inhale up, Anjaneyasana, grounding into that left heel, softening into the hips to your degree. Another breath in, and then again, cactus or goalpost arms as you bring the shoulder blades together, lift from the heart center, just opening up through the front of the body, and then bringing the hands back down. Left foot high to your three-legged dog, inhale, and exhale it down. Take a full breath in and out. And again, inhale, right leg high. Exhale it forward. Come back through Anjaneyasana, one breath up. Exhale, release. Send the right foot high, inhale. Exhale it down. Inhale, take the left leg high. Exhale it forward. One breath up. Inhale, lifting the heart. And exhale, release. Three-legged dog on the left. A full breath in your downward dog. And then at the end of that exhale, look forward, walk your feet to your hands. And come on into a ragdoll. So feet are hip distance, about 2 fists fit between your big toes. Grab opposite elbows, drop the crown of the head. Bend your knees as much as you need here for this first fold so that your chest and your thighs can come together. If your hamstrings are very flexible, then maybe you're straightening your legs here, but probably for this first one, there's a little bend. Go ahead and give yourself a sway to help release through the back body. Lower and mid-back. Really try to let go of any tension in the shoulders and the neck. Take another full breath. And go ahead and release the arms, and with bent knees, roll up to stand really slowly. Letting the vertebrae stack on top of one another. Letting the head come up last. Until you come all the way up to your mountain pose. So coming up to the front of your mat. Toes are touching, heels are slightly apart. And you're nice and stacked, strong and sturdy. So maybe close your eyes here for a breath and just feel the equal distribution of the weight through your feet. Take an inhale, an open mouth exhale. Then go ahead and open the eyes, sweep the arms high, inhale. And exhale, swan dive, long flat spine. Inhale, lift halfway and lengthen. So fingertips can be anywhere between the ankles and knees. Some of you might have them on the earth, and that's okay. Most will be somewhere between. So really lengthening here, sending the crown of the head forward, the tailbone back, core is engaged. All right. Take another inhale, and then exhale, come back to your fold. Inhale again, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. This time, inhale, sweep all the way high. And exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lift halfway and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep high. Just starting to link the breath with the movement. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lift halfway and lengthen. This time we're going to step it back to our high plank. So hands on either side of the feet, step back to high plank, modified for your practice. So you can be in your full high plank, shoulders balanced over wrists, quads and glutes and core engaged, or drop your knees, keeping your shoulders balanced. And if you drop your knees, make sure that you drop your hips low enough that you're still feeling that core engagement. Your hips are too high, you're almost in a table. So just make sure that you're feeling the engagement in whichever variation of the pose. You can also come down to forearms if your wrists bother you for any reason, and come into your forearm plank. So now you've all still been in your plank, right, for the last breath or two. Take one more inhale, and then together, let's drop our knees, pivot the elbow crease to the front of the room, and then as you slowly come on down, let the elbows shave the rib cage as you come all the way down to your belly. Press the tops of the feet, engage the legs, bring the shoulder blades onto your back, and then lift from your heart center to come into your Cobra. You can lift your hands for this first one, or you can keep them on the mat and just gently pressing. But really feel the lift from the heart. Try not to bring your gaze too far up, maybe just right off the front edge of your mat. Take another breath, and then if your hands are up, bring them back down by your heart. Push yourself a little bit higher into your Cobra, or maybe some of you scoot your hips forward, come into a high Cobra or upward facing dog. Take another breath here, and then everyone take it all the way back nice and slowly to your downward facing dog. Inverted V, hips to the sky, heels toward the earth. Maybe you pedal it out again, or just take a few breaths in stillness. Take another full breath here. At the end of that exhale, with empty lungs, look forward, walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, lift halfway and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Long spine, and an inhale brings you high. And exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, place the hands, this time on the breath, step back, high plank to low plank. Inhale to your Cobra or your back bend, upward facing dog or your Cobra. And then exhale it all the way back to your downward dog for 2 breaths. End of your second exhale, look forward, walk, step, or jump, feet to hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep high with a full breath in. And we'll take it one more time through. Exhale, swan dive. Just follow your breath as you move through the movements. You guys know, your body knows how to do this. So just try to focus on the breath for this one. And let your body follow. Exhale it back. When you get to your downward dog, take 2 breaths. And with that second exhale, look forward, walk, step, or jump. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep high. And exhale, hands to heart center. And we'll take our next inhale into our Utkatasana. Sorry, I just want to make sure my time is in here. Sorry. So next inhale, come to your Utkatasana. Bend the knees, drop the hips, send the weight down and back so toes are light, heels are heavy. You can start with your hands at your heart center and get your base situated. So making sure that your pelvis is not curled up and not too tucked, but you just want a nice neutral pelvis there. And if your hands are at your heart center, make it an active part of the pose, pressing the palms together. Otherwise, you can send your arms high, the pinky sides of your hand rolling toward one another. Or maybe today you grab opposite elbows and just add a little bit of a side stretch in each direction. Try to face you this way. So you're staying in your Utkatasana, and you're just getting a little bit of lift from the rib cage in each direction. Take each direction one more time if you're in this part of the pose with me. And then everybody come back to your center Utkatasana. Take a breath in, and then exhale, release forward to your fold. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, step it back. High plank to low. Inhaling up. Exhaling back. Inhale, take your right leg high. Exhale it forward. Come on to your crescent lunge. So you might start before you come up by heel toeing that right foot a little closer to the right edge of your mat so your feet are hips distance. Stay on the ball joint of the back foot, ground through the feet as you inhale and come up. And then settle in to the hips, melt down through the shoulders, round into that right heel to guide the right hip back. You want to try to square the hips off to the front of the mat as much as possible. And just let your gaze settle. Take another inhale, and with the exhale, open up to the right. Left fingertips forward, right fingertips back. Really reach them in each direction, and then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, open up to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, open it to the right. Pause here for breath, or send the left fingertips high and the right fingertips low. And get a beautiful stretch through that left side body. Take another inhale, and with the exhale, windmill it all the way down. You can take this through your vinyasa, through your high to low, or send that right leg straight up to your three-legged dog. And then just come on back to your downward dog. We'll all meet here. If you're taking your vinyasa, you'll meet up with us. Let's all take another breath. And then together, inhale the left leg high. Exhale it forward. Crescent lunge on the left. So set up your feet first. Ground down through that left heel. And then inhale, come on up. Lifting from the heart and then melting into the shoulders and the hips. Settling your gaze, grounding into that left heel to guide that left hip back and help square off the hips. Take another breath in, and then as you exhale, open it to the left, right fingertips forward, left hand back. Inhale to center. Exhale, open it to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, open it to the left and pause here or add that side stretch, right fingertips high. Take another breath in, and then as you exhale, windmill everything down. Send the left leg high, or take your high to low plank. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Take another full breath. And the next inhale, take the right leg high. Exhale it forward, crescent lunge. Inhale up, one breath. Exhale, release. Send the right foot high, inhale. Exhale it down. Left leg comes high with the inhale. Exhale it forward, crescent lunge. One breath, inhale up. Exhale, release. Left foot to the sky, inhale. Exhale it down. We'll take each side one more time. Right leg high. Exhale it forward, crescent lunge. Inhale. As much of a balance as anything else as you come up to that crescent. Exhale it down. Right leg so it goes high. Release it down. Inhale the left. Exhale it forward, crescent lunge. Inhale up, one breath. Exhale, release. Left foot high. And exhale, release it down. Take a few breaths in your downward dog, or you can always come down to your child's pose. Take a few breaths here. Whatever works for you to regroup, to reset. Make sure your breath is still flowing. And prepare to come back into your downward facing dog. Take an inhale, lift the right leg high. And exhale, step it forward. Step the left foot up to meet it. Take an inhale, lift halfway and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. And exhale to stand, hands to heart center. We'll come back to our Utkatasana. Inhale, arms high, and exhale, hands together at the heart center, and we'll take a twist to the right. Left elbow over right knee. So still in your Utkatasana, weights down and back, trying to lift the heart, press the palms together, and breathing as deeply as you can. Sometimes a little more challenging in the twist. Filling the belly, filling the lungs. So I can see you. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, release to center, heel toe the feet, hip distance. Let's grab the big toes with the peace fingers. Inhale to lengthen through the spine, and then exhale, drop into your fold. Release the crown of the head, heavy toward the earth. And just take a few deep breaths here, letting everything run off through the crown of the head. Another 2 breaths here. Go ahead and release that, heel toe the feet back toward one another. Come back up to your Utkatasana, center, inhale. And then exhale, hands together and twist to the left, right elbow over left knee. Finding your base first, and then coming into the twist, pressing the palms together. Actively, and then breathing fully. Take one more inhale, and then exhale, release. Come back to center, heel toe the feet wide again, or not too wide, just hip distance. This time let's interlace the hands on the lower back. Let them drop over, drop the crown of the head. So adding the shoulder opener here. And breathing into the backs of the legs. If your shoulders are tight and the hands gripping don't work for you, if you have a strap or a towel or anything that you can use to elongate the arms, or otherwise just grab the back of your clothing, and that can work too. Notice where the weight is distributed in your feet. Sometimes we have a tendency for it to fall towards our heels or towards the balls of our feet. So just notice where yours is and see if you can make it a little bit more equal throughout the whole base of the foot. Another breath in. And then exhale, release the hands. Heel toe the feet back toward one another. Come back into your Utkatasana. All the way high for one breath. Inhale, and then exhale, release to fold. Inhale, lift halfway and lengthen. And then exhale, step it back, high plank to low. Inhale to your Cobra or upward facing. And exhale it all the way back, downward facing. Inhale, take the right leg high. Bend the knee, stack the hip and open it up. And then as you exhale, step it forward. This time, warrior one. Turn the outer edge of that back heel down. And inhale as you come high. Squaring off the torso to the front of the room. Grounding through both heels, take another breath in. And then open it to your warrior two. We're getting a little deeper into our hips. So just glance down, make sure that your alignment is set up correctly so that front heel makes a nice line with the arc of your back foot. Your right knee is tracking to the right edge of the mat. Fingertips are extended and your gaze can just settle right over that right hand. Soften down through the shoulders. Maybe you take your warrior a little deeper today, or maybe not. Maybe you come out of it a little higher. Wherever you are, we're going to stay for a few more breaths. So settle in. Focus on the breath. With your next inhale, lengthen that front leg, reverse your warrior, fingertips to the sky, find that length on the right side body. And then inhale, come back through your warrior two, this time to your side angle. Left fingertips high, right elbow resting gently on that right knee. And then trying to twist your rib cage and your heart open to the side of the room as much as you can. We're going to stay for a few breaths, so feel free to take this wherever your practice leads you. You can come into a half bind. You can bring that right hand to the earth or to a block. Maybe some of you practice a full bind. If you can come to your full bind and still bring your shoulders onto your back, that's fantastic. If you're in a full bind and you're all the way kind of under your leg, then maybe you take that out a step and just bring a hand down, or you come back into your half bind. You want to try to stay open through the chest, shoulders heavy on your back. Staying grounded into that right heel as well so that you're getting a nice deep sensation into that right hip. And then make sure that right elbow isn't taking all of your weight. So maybe lift it, send the fingertips forward, and just challenge those side obliques for a breath or two. Hopefully me talking all the way through this has distracted you from the length of time we're staying in the pose. Take another inhale, and then go ahead and release. Lengthen through that front leg, and reverse your warrior again. Inhale. This time we'll come forward into our Trikonasana, so keeping the length on that right side. Start to send your hips to the back of the room. Extend your fingertips forward, taking your torso with it, and then drop your fingertips. If you have a block or any kind of support, this is a great place for it outside that right foot. Left fingertips high, and again, twisting open to the front of the room with your heart and your rib cage. Grounding into that right foot. Breathing fully. Creating length. Your five-pointed star. Try to think of sending the crown of the head forward. We're going to take this right into our balance. So take another breath here. And then take your right hand to the right hip, gaze to that right foot, and bend into that right knee. We're going to take this to our Ardha Chandrasana. And that help a little bit. If you have a block, great. If not, you can come to tented fingertips or fist. And slowly start to shift the weight forward, lifting that back leg, flexing through the heel, and again, trying to twist open to the side of the room. Maybe the left fingertips float high. Otherwise, they can stay on the back body. Try to find a spot for your gaze to settle on. Take one more breath. And then exhale, release, and bring that left foot to meet the right. Coming back into a forward fold. Take an inhale, lift halfway and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale and sweep high. And exhale, hands to heart center. Just pause here for a minute. Notice if you can feel a difference on the right side, mostly through your hip, maybe through the rib cage, compared to the left side, which we'll come into now. So inhale, sweep high. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, step it back, high plank to low. Inhale, lifting the heart. Exhale, lifting the hips. Inhale, take the left leg high, bend the knee, stack the hip and open it up. And then exhale, step it forward, warrior one on the left. So grounding through both heels, squaring off the rib cage, the shoulders and the gaze to the front of the room. Another breath in your warrior one. And then go ahead and open it to your warrior two, readjusting your stance, readjusting your pose as you need. And then settle in, softening into the shoulders and the hips, softening the gaze. Maybe let the eyes, kind of the gaze get a little fuzzy, unfocused. And take another full breath. And then go ahead and lengthen and reverse your warrior. Inhale. And then exhale, come back through your warrior two, this time into your side angle. So really grounding into that left hip, guiding that whole femur bone a little deeper into the hip joint. And again, you take this wherever your pose brings you this morning. It doesn't have to be the same place as where you went on the other side. You practice a half bind, or you have a block, or you want to take that left hand to the earth. Maybe take that left hand and shoot it forward. Notice how much weight is resting in that. I'm going to stay for a few more breaths, so settle in. Let the gaze, again, the drishti, just settle on the spot. Focusing the breath. We'll take another breath in, and then as you exhale, reverse and lengthen. Take another inhale here, coming into our triangle. Keep as much length on that left side as you can as you shift the hips back and the torso forward, and then dropping the fingertips, lift to the earth or to a block, right fingertips to the sky. Again, opening up the whole torso towards the side of the room, grounding into that left foot. Another inhale, and we'll take this to our balance, Ardha Chandrasana on the left, right hand to the right hip, gaze to the left foot and bend into that left knee, and then start to walk that back foot in. Take the left hand under the shoulder, about a foot in front of that left foot, and then start to shift your balance, lifting the back leg, opening up, maybe the hand floats high. Again, letting your gaze settle on a spot that's not moving to help with the balance. Take another breath in, and then exhale, release. This time, come back to your lunge. Come back to your warrior two. Good thing the wall was there. Take an inhale and reverse. Exhale, windmill. Send that left foot back, and either take a vinyasa or take it right to your downward facing dog. I'm going to take one more time through. From our downward dog, let's all take a full breath in and out. And then stepping the feet all the way through the hands, come all the way down to a seat. Make sure we're almost out of time here. So let's come on into a boat pose. That's where we're going. We're going to come down to our back, but first we're coming into a boat pose. So toes about eye level, fingertips can be straight ahead to start, and then go ahead and open up until you feel your core sort of click in. So you might still be up high, some of you might be all the way open, but find that place where the core is engaged. And from there, we're just going to breathe for 10, 9, try to stay tall through the heart, try not to round. You're probably down to 6, 5, maybe you bring the arms a little bit further away, challenging 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug the knees into your chest. Give them a nice tight squeeze. Maybe you rock back and forward once or twice, if that feels okay on your spine. Come back up to your boat pose. Come back up to that first spot where your core is engaged. This time we're going to bring a little movement to it. Inhaling and open. Exhaling as you come back up. 9, 8, 7. Moving to your degree. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly bring it all the way down. 3, 2, 1. Take an inhale, exhale through the mouth. Hug the knees into the chest, and then open them wide. Grab either the big toes or the outer edges of the feet for your happy baby. So try to keep the shoulders and the tailbone heavy onto the earth. Sometimes we have a tendency to roll the tailbone off. So try to keep the tailbone grounded. Your feet are flat as if they're standing on the ceiling. And then just let gravity take your knees toward the earth, toward your armpits to the degree. You can let your face soften, your eyelids get heavy here. You can bring a little bit of movement to this, rocking side to side if that helps you deepen into the pose a little bit. Otherwise, just take another breath or two in stillness, really consciously letting the shoulders get heavy, relaxing the face and the jaw. Another inhale, and then just bring the knees together into your chest, give them a nice squeeze, and then drop them down. We're going to come into one bridge pose, so set up your feet. You want to have your feet parallel and about hip distance. Walk them in close enough to your back body that your fingertips can just feel the backs of your heels. And then with an inhale, imprint your lower back, so ground your lower back into the earth. And then as you exhale, ground down through your heels to lift the hips. Walk the shoulder blades toward one another. Engage through the quads, through the tops of your legs, and through the glutes to lift the hips. Maybe interlace the hands underneath the back body. And keep lifting for 4 more breaths. One more inhale. And then slowly start to walk the shoulder blades apart as you come all the way down, one vertebrae at a time. Bring the soles of the feet together. Supta Baddha Konasana. You can let the palms rest on the tops of your legs or just by your sides. Again, let the face soften. Eyelids get heavy if you want. And come back into your breath. Easy pace of breath. And then gently guiding the knees back toward one another. Hug them into your chest. Grounding the lower back and just letting it settle and soften there. Try to feel all of the vertebrae on the earth. So not rolling up too much through the lower back, but really just letting it soften there. And then just make some small circles in one direction. So you really can feel all the different corners of the lower back, the tailbone. And then reverse the direction. And then bring the feet back down. We're going to come into a reclining pigeon. So cross your right ankle over left knee. Let that right knee come out to the side. Flex the right foot. And then as you lift that left leg, interlace your hands either around the front of that left knee or maybe underneath the left thigh. Either place is fine. And then to your degree, just try to guide your whole lower body toward your torso as much as you can, keeping that right foot flexed. And the more you can keep this right knee moving out to the right, the deeper you'll get into that right outer hip. Try to keep the shoulders soft, heavy on the mat. Sometimes we have a tendency, even though we're on the ground, to roll them up. Try to let them get heavy. And again, keep your face soft. You can keep your eyelids closed here. Keep a gentle flex in that left foot as well, so it's not just kind of hanging out there, but there's a little bit of awareness. Let's take 5 more breaths here. And in that 5th exhale, gently release. Bring that left foot all the way back down to the earth and then drop everything over to the right. So drop your right knee to the right and then just bring your gaze and the left arm to the left. So just kind of an easy spinal twist here. Take another breath and then come on back up and now take everything over to the left. So that the sole of the right foot will come all the way down and switch the gaze to the left. You can guide that right knee away from your body a little bit. That'll give you a little bit more stretch through that right outer hip. Take another full breath. And then come back to center and uncross, and we'll take the other side. So crossing left ankle over right knee, let that left knee come out, and then interlacing the hands around the knee or under the thigh, keeping a flex in that right foot. Trying to keep the shoulders heavy and the tailbone grounded. Just softening here, breathing into those spaces that you feel your body kind of clenching or tightening up around. Trying to send your breath there. Take another full breath. And then gently release that right foot back down to your mat and drop everything to the left. The left knee comes to the earth and bring your gaze and that right arm to the right. Maybe take an inhale and an open mouth exhale, settling in here. Take another breath. And then inhale, come back to center and take the legs, the lower body, all the way over to the right. So the sole of that right foot comes down and bring your gaze and your left arm to the left. Take another full breath. And you can unwind, come back to center, give your knees one last hug. Maybe lift the shoulders and make a small ball. And any other movements, any other poses that you'd like to take before we come into our Shavasana. Otherwise, extending your legs long, heels toward the corners of the mat, arms a little bit away from your body, palms can be facing up or down. Try to let the center of your head feel grounded, the shoulders, the backs of the arms, the backs of the heels get heavy. Let the eyelids get heavy. Take a deep breath in through both sides of your nostrils and send it out through the mouth. And do that again. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And letting that exhale just signal to your physical body to get a little heavier. Relaxing the muscles on your face, releasing the jaw. And coming back into your easy, natural pace of breath.
Hey, just you guys need to go for a run today. Don't forget. Yep. Well, you should probably go before, because you're right after this. Let's see, do it after this.
And starting to bring some awareness back to your breath and to your physical body. Deepening your inhale, lengthening your exhale. And with your next breath in, stretch the arms overhead, lengthen out the whole body. And then with the exhale, hug the knees into your chest, squeeze them tight, and then drop them to one side as you take another deep, full breath. And when you're ready, making your way back up to a comfortable upright. Bringing the hands together at your heart center. And just pausing here, using the next breath or two to bring back to mind your intention, your focus, or your dedication. Maybe letting it bring a smile to your face, sharing it with others as you move through your day. Let's honor those thoughts by bringing our hands to our crown, to our throats honoring our words, and to our hearts honoring our souls, the light that shines in each and every one of us. Namaste.